Still waiting for word. Right now, thousands of families remain under evacuation orders in Placer and El Dorado counties as crews continue their hard work to maintain the mosquito fire to try and contain it. Crews are trying to get control after a flare-up yesterday threatened a community of Forest Hill.
Live Copter 3 flying over the fire earlier tonight, and you could see a lot of smoke, but thankfully not the intense flames we saw last night. All
right, let's go right to the latest. CAL FIRE says the fire has grown to more than 63,000 acres and containment has actually dropped from 25 to 20% today. 64 structures have been destroyed by the flames and more than 9,000 remain threatened. CAL FIRE says 5,800 homes and other buildings are still threatened. This is a look at the evacuations. You can see all of the different color codes there. More than 11,000 people have been evacuated since the fire started, and many of them have been out of their homes for a week now. And the Placer County Sheriff says that other people outside of the evacuation zone need to be ready just in case. Deputies say people in the Tahoe and Truckee region should be prepared to leave in case of evacuations in the future. They also recommend staying informed on the fire's progress. Deputies also say people should have a go bag ready to go, an action plan, and a communication plan. We're also getting a closer look at the damage caused by the fire yesterday. A spot fire jumped the middle fork of the American River, burning some property in Forest Hill. You can see there. Firefighters kept the fire from jumping across Forest Hill Road, where the high school sits on the north side. They worked to contain the fire from spreading to Main Street and dozens of homes up and down Mosquito Ridge.
We're mopping up around the structures, mopping up all the fire line just to continue to make this community a safe place for the community members when they come back. While thousands remain under evacuation orders, others have decided to stay in their homes. That's right. Fire officials say if we see another flare-up like last night, it could lead to trouble. KCRA 3's Leanne Denier is live for us in Forest Hill tonight. And Leanne, what are firefighters telling you tonight about the situation?
Well, fire crews say that what happened here at Morton's yesterday really is an example of just how quickly a situation can change during a big fire incident like the one we're in now. Tonight, crews are focused again on mopping up, but they say what happened yesterday really hits 2 points for them. How important it is that agencies are collaborating during this incident, and how important it is that people respond to those evacuation orders. Fire crews keep pressing forward towards containment of the mosquito fire.
Firefighters are actually, down in there now, taking care of all those hot spots within that brush and trees so it won't reignite that area and or have the potential of throwing embers across the line.
But in talking to Mosquito Fire and CAL FIRE spokesperson Scott McLean,
much different, night and day, 180 degrees.
It's the drastic difference between Tuesday and Wednesday that comes to mind first.
Fire roared up that drainage, everybody could see. I mean, what took place yesterday is a prime example as to why evacuations take place. The quickness of that fire, the aggressiveness of that fire was phenomenal. And that is also the reason why folks can't go home just yet, because we have to provide for their safety.
McLean says watching crews fight this fire on this incident has brought back memories of why he got into this work to begin with.
You know, quite a bit of equipment already up here taking care of business as well, and then you add it all together, and that is why we have the homes.
You mentioned you felt like a little kid.
I did. At 68, yeah.
And as crews work, many are wondering when they'll be able to return home to Forest Hill.
That will be a while. That will be a while. I mean, this is like perfect proof. I mean, it's a perfect example of what can happen.
So what do we need to keep a close eye on in the next few days so that we don't have a repeat of yesterday?
Well, the mop-up continues. I mean, they're working 24 hours a day.
And crews are still out here tonight. We just saw them a short time ago. McLean says the focus again is really on strengthening those containment lines. And again, we asked him, is there any sort of ballpark? When might people know when they can go back? And he just said that we're just gonna have to keep working on this. And he says in addition to the flames, you have to consider all the other things that need to be checked out to make sure that a home is safe before someone who's evacuated can come back. In Forest Hill, Leanne Denier, KCRA 3 News.
People certainly ready to get back. Leanne, thank you so much for the update.
All right, we want to turn to Chief Meteorologist Mark Finan, and he sounds like the weather really helped firefighters today.
Yeah, we did see a breeze today, not as strong as what we saw during the day yesterday, but still on the eastern end of the fire, as you'll see here in a second, we saw a lot of progress once again. So I've got the two outlines here that we've been doing. You compare one day to the next, and the red outline is the outline of the fire today. And of course, that red outline goes up to Forest Hill Road. The outline that we have here for yesterday was yesterday morning. There was no progress in terms of the fire didn't advance toward Forest Hill at all today. This is the area they were just talking about, kind of mopping this up, trying to put out all the hot spots that are underneath Forest Hill and Todd Valley, and that will continue. You may even just heard a helicopter going overhead. They are doing nighttime operations in that area. Once again, along Forest Hill Road, there wasn't any progress on the fire to the north. However, they continue to put this containment line up here, a burnout. That's the intentional area. This goes all the way up to where the American fire was back in 2013. And then this is the fire that they want to keep out of going there any farther, and especially any farther to the north. And then if you look down here, there are some areas in the last 24 hours that have had some big movement. This is the middle fork of the American River right here. And just on the south side of that, that was a big advance here. And then Stumpy Meadows is down here. This is the Rubicon right down in here. So this area between the Middle Fork and the Rubicon, a big advancement there. Now the wind that we're going to see during the day tomorrow is going to be just about like what we saw today. Light winds tonight, and then tomorrow we'll once again see that same wind out of the southwest. So it's these same areas we'll likely see more fire tomorrow. Back to you.
All right, Mark, thanks. Now an update on a story we first brought you this weekend where a sheriff deputy is being called a hero tonight after he rushed to save an older couple from the mosquito fire.
Just incredible. Take a look at this stunning video from the El Dorado County Sheriff's Office showing the officer driving through the fire line. He went in to rescue a couple and their dogs who were stuck inside the fire line with no way out. And until tonight, that deputy's identity hadn't been released.
But in a KCRA 3 exclusive tonight, Melanie Wingo caught up with that deputy to learn more about that rescue and why this wasn't his only heroic act that day.
Thursday of last week got off to a slow start for El Dorado County Sheriff's Deputy Jeremy Buckman.
We had a relatively calm morning.
But there were rumblings the mosquito fire, which started just 2 days earlier, might cross the American River from Placer County into El Dorado County. And by early afternoon, the fire was advancing fast.
It had jumped. It was actively working up our side of the canyon towards Volcanoville.
Responsible for informing people about evacuation orders, Deputy Buckman got a call about an older couple stranded at their home in Volcanoville with their two dogs. Their car was disabled. They couldn't get out. So Deputy Buckman set out to find them.
Felt like it was still okay to go in.
Making his way down the narrow, windy Volcanoville Road, in his words, seeing small spot fires and smoke. Finally, arriving at the couple's property.
I spent a little more time than had anticipated on that. Some other things, just trying to collect dogs and so forth.
A little more time, Deputy Buckman says, included the couple's dogs being attacked by a wild pig that had tangled with their dogs earlier in the week. The dogs then being corralled and hoisted into the deputy's truck.
By the time we had made our way out, the nature of the fire going back out Volcanoville Road had changed dramatically. And ahead of us was just smoke over the roadway. Could see fire on both sides.
The escape back out Volcanoville Road, the conditions they faced, all caught on video, including moments Deputy Buckman needed to stop to try to get his bearings.
To the right of us and where my tire was in active fire and nowhere to go at that point. I couldn't see the road behind me, couldn't see in front of me. You know, this poor couple's in the car, very distraught.
But they couldn't turn back.
I was like, okay, well, here we are. So let's soldier on, because that way is the only way out.
In the final moments of the video, the smoke clearing and the group making a break for it.
I could see most of the road up ahead, but there was significant fire on both sides, so we just jammed out.
This story, Deputy Buckman explains, filled with irony, as thick as the wildfire smoke obscuring their view.
Here I am staring at this fire going, I became a cop to not die in a fire.
Rescuing a couple from fire, not where he'd imagined his law enforcement career would take him.
I didn't want that to be the way this all ends.
In the days since the rescue, word of his heroic efforts traveled like, well, wildfire.
When our department posted the video and I started reading a lot of the comments that were being made, that's when I started thinking of it outside of this and just doing our job.
Happy to help a couple in need and grateful his community appreciated his actions.
It's very humbling to see the reaction from the community.
In El Dorado County, Melanie Wingo, KCRA 3 News.
And get this, Deputy Buckman's life-saving work didn't end there. That same day, on his way home from work, he discovered a motorcyclist that had been thrown from his bike into a tree on a rural El Dorado County road. The deputy pulled over, called for backup, and began medical assistance until paramedics got there. That motorcyclist was taken to the hospital and survived the crash.
Wow, we're lucky to have guys like out there keeping us safe. That's
True
amazing.
heroes, yeah.
Wow, totally. The Placer SPCA wants to help evacuees who have pets. It's offering free pet food and supplies. All you have to do is go to the Placer SPCA Adoption and Education Center located in Roseville to pick up whatever you need. They're open from 9 to 4. No appointment is needed, but you do have to show ID or other documents showing that you live in the evacuated area.